Gaming and Tech sees Avatar: The Last Airbender getting a new action RPG. Terrifier 3 is now infecting gaming as well, apparently, and a new Steam game is drawing some comparisons to the Redwall book series. We're going to talk about that and a little bit more. Welcome, nerds, to this week's edition of the Gaming and Tech News, generally speaking. Now, I'm no Linus or Spawnwave or Gamers Nexus or insert channel that is dedicated to the tech and gaming news here. That's not what you're getting here. This is just enough to keep you informed, generally speaking. We do this just about every week as part of a larger news show called The Week in Nerddom over on the main channel. You can find that linked down in the description or at the end of this video. Now let's talk about some gaming and tech and maybe even some like photo, video kind of news as well. Okay, so no follow-ups, no corrections to make for gaming and tech. Let's just jump into trailers. We got 2 of them this week. First one is Terrifier. Terrifier is kind of killing it in the movies right now, in the box office. It's definitely putting Joker to shame, and now it's taking over video games as well. There is a new, what would you call it, 16-bit looking, like 8-bit maybe even looking game available. It's going to be available on Steam. Retro beat 'em up style. It will be out in 2025, and it will be on actually all major platforms. So Steam, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and I believe even the Nintendo Switch, though that's not in the notes. I could be misremembering that. So yeah, go check out this trailer just because it looks pretty ridiculous. If you're a fan of the franchise, the Terrifier franchise, then this is going to be right up your alley. If you're just kind of a retro gaming fan, I think this is going to be right up your alley too, but I don't know, if you don't fall in one of those 2 camps, then you're probably not actually watching this video. So there's that. The other trailer we got this week is a really interesting one that is only available on Steam. That's where I got the 2 confused for a moment, but it's the name of the game is Hawthorne. It's coming from Near Studio. Near Studio is made up of ex-employees of Bethesda, Naughty Dog, and BioWare. So pretty prestigious alumni, if you will, and it's drawing comparisons to the Redwall book series. It looks like Redwall meets Skyrim, and you can like almost even, I mean, I haven't really played Skyrim extensively. I know, here's my nerd card, right? But the way you build you can build like the area you live in, it looks like, and it's just go check out the trailer, man. This looks pretty great. They did not write down if it is currently out yet. I don't believe it's out. I believe it's coming soon, but go check out the trailer. It's worth a look. If you like that kind of RPG style, then you're going to love this, I'm sure. That's what we got for trailers. Let's talk now about some regular ass news, shall we? And the big one coming out swinging for news is Avatar: The Last Airbender. So Saber Interactive is working in conjunction with Avatar Studios, which is the studio that the original creators made in order to keep unity amongst all of the different outlets for their property. To varying degrees, it would seem. It sounds like the Avatar, I didn't watch it. I'm not a huge Avatar guy, I'm a little too old, I guess. Not to say that I'm not going to watch it, I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Anyway, but it sounds like the Netflix series, the continuation series or whatever it was, didn't do as good as hoped by the fandom, so I don't know. Again, I'm not 100% certain. Either way, we're getting a proper action RPG set in the universe of Avatar: The Last Airbender. It is not going to be dealing with from the anime. It is going to be a few thousand years earlier in the mythology before Aang even exists. So that's really all we know about it right now. Beyond that, anything else is going to be speculation and conjecture, so let's just move on. The next piece of regular-ass news in gaming and tech is tech-related. YouTube is rolling out some really interesting updates to their player. Most of these updates, a vast majority of these updates, are going to be fairly minor, borderlining on insignificant. Going to be a lot of aesthetic stuff, kind of tightening up color unity and so on and so forth. But there are a couple of really interesting ones. Most of the changes also are going to be dealing specifically with mobile and TV. So if you watch your YouTube on TV, you've probably already noticed some of the changes, mobile as well, but they're going to be unifying a lot of that stuff, and they're also going to be changing a couple of things. So that's kind of the noteworthy stuff here. The first noticeable and significant change is they're going to make the playback speed variance more granular. So as it stands right now, you change the playback speed in increments of approximately 1/4 of a second at a time. So you can play at 0.75 speed, you can play at 0.5 speed, you can play at 0.25 speed, or going up, you can play at 1.25, 1.5, 1.75, and 2 double speed, right? So, and I think that's all it does. I don't really change my playback speed very often. What they're changing it to, though, is now it'll go, and this is going to be insane, like changing this regularly is going to be very strange, but the new increments are going to be 0.05 increments. So it's going to go from normal speed to 0.95 speed to 0.9 speed to 0.85, etc., 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 down and up. Both will have that much granular control. And then the other kind of significant change that they're going to be making is going to be with playlists. You're going to, it sounds like this might be for YouTube, the paid subscribers to YouTube. They don't call it YouTube Red anymore. I think they just call it YouTube subscriptions or something. So it might be for that, or YouTube TV even. I don't remember. It might be specifically for that, but I don't know that they ever said that explicitly. That just seems to be the impression I was getting from the video, which you can find linked in the description if you want to go watch the entirety and see a lot more of the detail around this. But assuming it's coming to everybody, we will soon have the ability to do collaborative playlists. So you can create a playlist and then generate a QR code or a link so that people that you know can join in adding things to that playlist. And from there, they're going to be adding more functionality throughout the course of the year, leading up to the ability to rank the videos in the playlist, so you and your friends, once you've watched it, you can vote on, oh, this is the best video in this playlist, etc., etc. You can, it seems like they're sticking with the thumbs up, thumbs down format. So I don't know exactly how that's gonna work, if they're gonna change it specifically for playlists so you can give it a number vote, because it seems like if you have multiple videos, simple thumbs up as far as the playlist is concerned is not exactly the most definitive way to say that it's better than the rest, right? So I don't know, it seems like there's probably going to be a few bugs that they're working out, but they are rolling out a lot of these changes starting now. So actually even starting a couple weeks ago, because I noticed my TV player changed over the course of the last, I believe it was 2 weeks. So, or maybe even a little bit longer than about 3 weeks now, actually. So that's what we got for regular ass news in gaming and tech. That leaves suggestion this week, sticking with the spooky season theme, though it is a little bit of a different suggestion for spooky season in gaming, and you're gonna have to bust out an older console for this, at least until the remake is released, and that is Max Payne. Original Xbox or PlayStation 2 is the only place that I know of that you can play these games. They might have done a port to the 360, but that might just be my brain going crazy. Either way, dust off that old console and play some Max Payne this week. Again, it's not the most traditional suggestion for Halloween, but man, the drug hallucination stage, which is fairly early on in the first game, will definitely give you nightmares. That is absolutely nightmare fuel. So that is your suggestion this week for gaming, Max Payne. That brings us to the end of the video, nerds. Thank you very much for joining me for the news. Once again, there is a full and probably much more up-to-date and recent episode of the news, the full-length version, if you will, called The Week in Nerddom over on the main channel, linked down in the description, and probably link popping up somewhere around my face right about now. So click on that, go check that out as well, or if you prefer your news in more truncated pieces, then by all means just stick around here and go check out some of the other stuff we offer on this channel. Thank you very much for joining me. We will see you in the next one. Before we go, always remember, nerds, that if it is generally nerdy, it's probably here.